Today, my dad's gonna show us how to make
煎米粉
or the crispiest rice noodles ever. It's kind of like a saucier stir fry on top of a bed of crispy noodles, and it's a really easy twist on the prototypical noodle dish where all of the ingredients get mixed in.
Cheers!
Let's learn how a Chinese chef crafts this masterpiece.
首先咧，我就將啲米粉俾啲熱水浸住佢先嚇。嗱，呢個就係熱水，唔係滾水嚟嘅，係熱水嚟嘅啫。因為啲粉咧已經係熟咗㗎啦，只不過你如果浸翻軟佢就可以開始煎得啦。擺落去，我哋咧就用筷子將佢落去。
We'll make sure all the noodles are submerged.
浸嘅時間係5-6分鐘就可以得㗎啦。擺喺隔離，我煲佢冚翻住佢。
Shirley from the CANTO Cooking Club asks, what types of noodles are best?
我哋通常習慣咗就用廣東啲米粉，係肇慶米粉啊，或者江門米粉啊，咁廣東嚟嘅米粉，或者可以越南嘅粉都冇問題。好多年都係中國嘅廣東餐館，多數都係用肇慶米粉。肇慶一個地方名嚟嘅。
For more on the various kinds of rice noodles used in Chinese cooking and how they differ from other types of noodles, click the link in our description for lesson 17.1 in our fundamentals library.
將啲雞咧切咗佢先嗬，呢度咧我用係6個安士嘅雞胸肉嚟嘅嗬，擺雞入切片得啦，切一片片得啦。
We'll cut the chicken against the grain into thin quarter-inch steak slices.
又俾個盤裝住佢，裝住之後咧，啲蠔油要佢嗬。我哋咧就喺擺喺隔離先，唔好一齊撈住佢擺喺隔離，少少蠔油。
We'll add 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce.
啲少少酒落去，劈一劈聲。
Then a teaspoon of cooking wine.
生粉1茶匙嘅胡椒粉，啲糖呢半個茶匙得啦。生粉咧2個茶匙生粉，水咧1個湯匙。咁擺咗之後咧，就開好啲。
We'll mix the seasonings first.
翻生仔水佢，咁撈勻佢得啦。
Then mix them in with the chicken.
咁撈過啲肉咧，等佢煮嘅時候咧，佢就滑好多像呢啲咧，處理得蝦。首先咧，去殼去咗殼先。喺背脊嗰度搣佢就得啦。搣咗咁搣喺度搣咗殼佢，喺背脊嗰度搣過嚟得啦。
After peeling, we'll cut them.
之後咧，我啲大蝦就我想片開佢，一隻片開2下。片嘅時候咧，喺度俾個手指壓住佢得啦。咁都得嚟。
We'll cut the rest of the shrimp in half horizontally. If you're using smaller shrimp, you may not need to cut them any smaller.
咁片開佢好似咧，佢就一洗佢開到連啲腸都洗埋出嚟咯啲蝦腸取埋出嚟。片完之後咧，啲水裝啲水落嚟。將佢倒落嚟呢度，啲水嗰度。
Now we'll rinse the shrimp in clean water.
呢邊咧，咁可以將啲蝦腸洗出嚟啦，係咪？係嘛？
As we're rinsing, we can remove the veins along the backs of the shrimp. Then we'll discard the dirty water.
洗乾淨之後咧，攣乾水佢，攣乾水佢
We'll squeeze out any excess water from the shrimp, then we can marinate them.
呢個時候咧，就俾少少嘅白胡椒粉上嚟，少少得啦。
We'll add a half teaspoon of white pepper.
1個茶匙嘅生粉，撈勻佢咁啲蝦咧，啱啱煮起上嚟咧，佢就爽滑好多啦
My dad likes to use his hand to mix in the seasoning well, but you can also use chopsticks here.
喺度備用
Now we'll wash our hands and return to the rice noodles that have been soaking.
講到而家啲粉已經浸過夠時間啦將啲粉留起佢，已經浸得夠時間啦留起佢。
Using a colander, we'll drain the noodles in the sink.
啲粉咧唔使煮㗎，暖水浸咗就得㗎啦。有咩？俾個碟冚住焗一焗佢喺度。
We'll set it aside and move on to the vegetables.
先出啲菜啦，啲豌豆咧搣咗佢邊佢呢度搣咗佢。
We'll de-string the snow peas by pinching on one end and pulling.
再咁搣喺呢度順住嚟。
Next, the carrot.
紅蘿蔔刨皮
First, we'll peel the carrot. Then trim off the end.
紅蘿蔔咧就打斜咁切咗佢。
We'll cut chunks at an angle.
切片
Then lay those chunks down and cut them into quarter-inch thick slices. We're using roughly 3 ounces of carrot here.
呢個海鮮菇嚟嘅，去咗個頭佢唔好要。
First, we'll trim off the ends.
如果咁樣咧就太長啦，所以咧就 cut 開佢，中間 cut 開佢，一開二。
你用晒啊？
用晒啦，用晒佢啊，好食啫，呢啲海鮮菇好食啫，夠好營養，好食。再俾水過水佢。
After cutting, we'll give them a quick rinse.
如果冇呢啲菇咧，
冇你可以任何菇都得，新鮮蘑菇又好，嗰啲新鮮嘅冬菇亦都 OK 啊。
Then we'll drain and set them aside.
西芹咧，我都係用300安士西芹上下咯，啲西芹芯好靚。過水佢。
We'll give the celery a rinse, then trim off any leaves.
西芹咧切條嗬。
We'll first cut them into long strips, then rotate and cut into 2-inch segments.
擺喺隔離。葱咧，我就俾2條，我就要啲葱白嘅啫，葱頭。
We'll cut off the ends, then cut just the white parts into 1-inch segments.
咁咧，一增加佢個香味嗬。薑咧，俾2片得啦，唔使好多。
We'll peel the end of a piece of ginger before we slice it.
切片嘅薑。
We'll cut into thin slices, then cut those slices in half.
蒜頭咧。
We'll smash and peel the garlic, then trim off the hard ends before mincing. Then repeat with the second clove of garlic. Now we'll make the stir-fry sauce with 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, a half teaspoon of dark soy sauce, a 1/3 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a half teaspoon of salt.
We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlao.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
個汁就夠好咗啦。
We'll set the sauce aside and create the slurry.
生粉咧，我先俾2個茶匙先，等佢唔夠先至再俾嗬。
如果俾粟米粉係咪都一樣啊？
粟米粉就要多少少啦，因為呢個超級生粉可以用少啲咁啫，俾3個湯匙嘅水開佢。
With the slurry done, we're ready to start pan frying.
全部材料煮好晒、整好晒之後咧，就開始煎呢個米粉嗬，開大火。
We'll heat a stainless steel pan on high.
嗱，睇到這鑊呢個係不鏽鋼呢個鑊嚟嘅，睇到佢中間夠熱啦，摸落去夠興啦，咁先至落油嗬。如果唔係咧，佢就會黐鑊㗎嚇。落油之前咧，就閂慢火佢先嗬，中火。
After 1 to 2 minutes of heating the pan, we'll add 3 tablespoons of oil.
點解要多啲油啊？
多啲先至煎得佢夠香。而家咧就可以俾啲粉上去啦。呢度之後咧就刨開佢，開翻大火啊！打到之後咧唔好喐佢住，就咁刨開得啦。
We'll let the noodles pan fry for 1 to 2 minutes without moving them.
點解要唔喐啊？
你而家喐佢咪黐咯，因為佢黐定咗先喺個鑊邊，再加少啲油上去。
We'll add a teaspoon of oil here.
而家咧你就睇下佢入邊，嗱睇到佢夠煎到佢金黃色咧，你就可以反轉噶啦。嗱，未得。
How do you prevent the noodles from sticking?
首先你淥嘅時候你唔好太腍，講嚟講去再浸嘅時候唔好太腍，你唔好再過冷河，唔好俾啲凍水浸過佢，直情喺度冚住佢焗一焗佢。煎嘅時候你用筷子啊咩手鬆佢，再唔怕啦你就俾啲油落去撈佢先至煎。
你有冇做呢個？
我唔使做呢個。
You want noodle? She likes the soggy ones.
Oh gosh. Here you go. Here's some noodles.
可以喐下佢嘅嗱，可以啊，係嘛？
We'll use chopsticks to rotate the noodles.
可以咁喐佢，證明佢冇黐底啦嘛。如果黐底係喐唔到嘅係咪？
如果你有黐咧，
有黐咧，你如果黐鑊咧，你就拎開佢出嚟啦，拎佢出嚟就整乾淨先，再落煎過啦。好啦，而家當緊中火等佢慢慢。如果唔係咧，佢就會燶噶啦。嗱，呢個邊再俾少少油上去。
We'll add another teaspoon of oil around the edges, then check the bottom for a golden brown color.
睇到嘅，如果你認為佢夠香啦，咁你就反轉就得啦。嗱，睇到嘛？應該開始轉啲金黃色噶啦。
Willis from Patreon asked, how do you keep the noodles flavorful rather than bland?
首先咧，啲粉咧你要煎得佢夠香，
媽媽要
煎得佢夠乾。咁你煮喺個菜餸嘅時候夠味啦。你最緊要煮嗰個餸出嚟啱味好味道。咁你倒落嗰啲粉度，嗰啲粉咪索到嗰啲汁，佢咪好味咯。
After 2 to 3 minutes, we're ready to flip.
我哋喺佢底下挑起佢嗱。
Then, in one quick motion, flip the noodles over. Using a spatula would probably be easier here.
咁就得，金黃色後邊啊，分咁慢火啲。
如果你新手，
新手咧，你就俾佢倒佢落嚟，倒佢落嚟，先至再反翻轉佢，知嘛？呢邊咧就駁少少油上去。
Now on this side, we'll add 2 teaspoons of oil around the edges like before. After about a minute, we can rotate the noodles like earlier.
呢邊就快啲啦
how do you get the perfect crispiness?
煎嘅時候多啲油，佢就脆啦。少油咧煎得佢即係好表面咁樣黃黃地，佢得唔？佢啲油要用個炸嘅過程，佢先至能夠脆。但係脆咧都係兩邊脆，中間唔會脆嘅。
你可唔可以炸？
炸就唔得啦，炸就乾。炸咗之後咧，就跟住俾啲sauce落去咧，就波浪南晒啦。嗱，呢個煎米粉嘅特點咧，就係兩邊香脆，中間係滑嘅。咁先係正式嘅標準就係咁樣。
After 2 minutes of pan frying, this side is done.
好靚，好啦，得啦。而家咧就上碟啦，上碟咧你直成係咁樣倒佢過嚟得㗎啦，直情倒過嚟得啦。咩？呢度啊，好香嗱。
Today's pan-fried rice noodles, or Jin Mai Fun, are an alternate version of the popular Hong Kong-style chow mein dish. The technique of pan-frying the noodles is essentially the same and also yields that familiar crispy texture. This is a perfect choice for those who can't have gluten, since the noodles are made with rice and not flour. Just make sure to use gluten-free oyster sauce like this special COOKWARE version, for example. The hearty sauce is the other essential element of this dish, and there are many different versions you can get, from tomato to black bean to a seafood-based one. Today, we're doing a classic chicken, shrimp, and vegetable edition with a light oyster sauce base.
煎好之後咧，開始煮嗰個餸咯
We'll set aside the noodles and switch out our stainless steel pan for a wok to stir fry the toppings.
喎。開大火，
As always, we'll heat the wok on high.
燒到隻鑊起煙就可以得㗎啦。閂翻慢火佢，俾油上去，
We'll add a tablespoon of oil.
閂慢火，
We'll spread the oil all around the wok with a spatula.
俾啲薑同蒜嚟爆香佢先。
We'll add the ginger and garlic and quickly follow it with the chicken.
之後咧，俾啲雞肉上去。
We'll just spread out the chicken, not stirring or moving it for 30 to 40 seconds.
咁之後咧，反轉佢啲雞肉，得啦。而家俾埋啲蝦上嚟，
Then we'll add the shrimp.
大火啲爆翻香啲蝦先嗱。
After another 20 to 30 seconds of stir frying, we can start adding the veggies.
葱頭、紅蘿蔔片、芹菜、
Stir fry for another 20 to 30 seconds.
菇，
Then we'll add the seafood mushrooms.
啲酒陣佢，
After splashing in a teaspoon of cooking wine, we'll stir fry everything together for another 20 to 30 seconds. Then we can add the water.
俾一個杯半水落去，10年安士嘅水，冚住個鑊蓋佢，等佢煮滾之後咧，先至再俾啲sauce上去。
After 1 to 2 minutes, or when it starts to boil, we can uncover.
好啦，
After a quick mix, we can add the sauce.
俾啲汁上嚟，
We'll mix in the sauce and give it a taste.
我可以試一試佢夠唔夠味先。OK， 爛豆俾落去，
Finally, we'll add in the snow peas.
跟住咧，而家就埋芡啦。埋芡嘅時候咧，閂慢火啲，喺中間慢慢倒落去。
Now we'll slowly pour in the slurry while mixing the sauce. Then we'll see if it's thick enough to our liking.
咁樣嘅時候咧就唔夠啦，嗰個汁未夠結啦，閂慢佢，俾多半個茶匙上去，一個茶匙嘅水，咁撈佢。
Now we'll add our additional slurry to thicken the sauce a bit more.
俾麻油，
Lastly, some sesame oil.
一個茶匙，
We'll mix it in and give it a taste.
你嚟試啊？OK，
Just like a restaurant.
OK，
好似餐館啊。
正係咪？OK 得，你話正得 OK。呀，嗱而家咧就開始上碟啦。有啲嘢朋友咧，佢就可以咁樣剪開佢先，你俾埋在佢房，你剪好晒佢先至俾你食嘅。或者佢喺入邊廚房已經剪好晒，先至畢啲汁上嚟嘅。我哋而家咧就全部俾佢上嚟先，就唔使剪開節啦，食嗰時先整開佢。
Now we'll plate our sauce and toppings directly onto the pan-fried rice noodles. If you're worried about the noodles getting soggy, you can serve the toppings on a separate plate.
好，朋友們，香煎米粉整好咗啦，希望大家中意。紅堆妹妹落樓吃煎米粉咯。
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Let me get in there.
OK。
Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our walk stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.